doing? Good evening. This is Gbogbo Swagger, and welcome to Swaggerslifestyle. I like to say, we're in this part of the country where NEPA decided to strike. There was light, but at a point it just went off. So apologies, and I want to say thank you to everybody that is using their phone to ensure. Thank you to everybody, all of my subscribers. Thank you so much. Yes, we hit the mark, 1,000 subscribers. Scam alert, what you need to know. I just don't want to waste any more time. Let me just go directly into today's discussion, and I would ask her. We're talking to a financial expert. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, good evening everyone, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. My name is Tosin Gbogbo, and my Tosin is spelled Tosin, because I see a lot of spelling of Tosin, Sytosan, and so on. So this may sound like a cliche because everybody that comes online say the same thing, but trust me, I'm the real deal. So I like to say that I'm a financial advisor. I'm investment advisor, portfolio management, market analyst, and all of that. I have over 16-year work experience in a financial institution. I still am. So trust me, I've seen, a lot of things happen over the past couple of years. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, daughter, sister, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a very good discussion tonight. I can't wait to hear all your questions, learn from you as well, and hopefully we'll all be the wiser for it. Thank you, Gbogbo Swagger, for having me on your TV. I am so excited to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for honoring the invite. So let's just go straight into our discussion. What is scamming? Scamming, it's something an average person in, this part of the world can define. If you ask, a teenager, they can probably tell you what scamming is. But let's just put it in a simple way. Scamming is like an illegal, or a deceitful or a fraudulent way, by which people obtain information, or money from unsuspecting individuals or victims, so to speak. So when you see people doing it illegally with an evil intention or with an intention in their heart to defraud another person, that simply is scamming. I like the part where you talked about evil intentions. So now all these scammers, if you hear them have trying to say what they're doing is good, you hear them saying how this is our money, they stole it from us, so we're taking it right back. What do you think about that?
Our money, they stole it from us.
Yeah, like for example, those ones that they do to the Westerners.
Oh, okay. When people say this is our money, I'll ask the question: did you earn it? Did you work for it? They say that it always is honorable, to use your hands to work and then to earn honorable from it. If you think that taking monies from people deceitfully and saying that is our money, we are claiming it back, that's just plain stealing. That's just thievery. There's no other way to put it. Did you work for it? You must labor and work for your money to say that this is my money. You can't lay claim on something that you haven't worked for. Yeah, so why would you say it's our money, we are getting it back? That's totally wrong, really.
So all of you that are stealing out there and scamming people and saying it's your money, you're taking it right back, you guys are thieves. Yes. So stop it. So what are the different types of scamming?
Honestly, and it looks as if those people, they're very creative, and they keep disrupting even the other existing scammers. That's what I would say.
They're evolving.
They're evolving. Scamming now has different faces. You have people that scam for employment, those employment scammers. They will say that there's one job somewhere, but you need to pay a certain amount if you have to get in, and then people will submit their CV, people will be paying just to get a job, and we have people that scam with product sale. If you use this soap, you'll be white. If you are white and you use this cream, you'll be black like me. Those kind of, funny story. If you use this soap, you'll get rich quick in 10 days. If you drink this, you'll become slim like a stick in 2 days. We have people that sell products and they just scam people.
And then you have marriage scams, you know, and then you see a lot of Nigerian prince scamming princesses abroad, you know, foreign princesses. You say that I'm a prince, you know. So you have a lot of marriage scams as well going round. I mean, you have them financial scams, all these Ponzi schemes, you know, you have those ones. In fact, those ones are the, you know, they are like the orgas of scamming, you know, the Ponzi scheme kind of scamming. So even, you know, family scam, I'm sorry to say, you know, but you just have some people, family, friends, you know, that just scammers, you know. They will just tell you stories that touch. You know, remember we said that this scamming, is an illegal or a deceitful way,
with evil intentions,
you know, of collecting money, you know, of taking money from someone. So you have some friends and families that will tell you stories that touch, you know, and all their intention is just to collect money, you know, in a forceful way. So you have that, you know, as well.
And then I think I like to add that you have, I think probably it's under products scam. So I got an email some few days ago, and I saw the email and I saw
email scams.
Email scams. So I saw
scams.
Collaboration with Nike. And I go, oh my days, oh wow. And I go, oh, congratulations, we see that you are growing, your YouTube, you have over 1,000 subscribers and all of that. We'd like to partner with you, this. And I go, oh.
You must be in cloud 9.
You get.
So I have been recognized.
You know all my hard work. I never knew. So I called a friend of mine. She's into YouTube, Candy. She's been on the show several times. And I said, oh, see what I saw. She now said, do not click on any link
Thank
there.
you, Candy.
Candy, thank you so much. Then Pejutu said, Funke, this email is not sitting well with me. There is something about it. It's off. Do not click on it. So please, anybody, if you are, what's it called? If you are a YouTuber and you are getting mails like that, please, they are scammers. These ones, I heard that what they do is that they steal your identity. So all the hard work you've done, boom, is off.
Yes.
So
you know that email scamming. Let me just, you know, it's those email scams. You know, in fact, I think they are the ones that are, you know, most easy to spot. It's just that we're not being careful enough, because you will see some of those email scams, you know, they would look like the real thing, but if you really look at it, even for some of them, their grammar construct is really poor, you know, like they will write the English, but if you're an English person, you would actually see that there's this, which kind of phrase is this one, you know, when people are for genuine companies, I think they have people that are dedicated to vet whatever information is going out.
That's true.
To vet their letters, so you don't have those kind of errors. Then you will see very funny IP phone looking addresses, and if you see those, you can even go and check their website, you know, to see if the website, you know, or whatever
is legit and all of that.
And all. So those ones, I even think they are very easy, you know, to spot. Yes.
Yeah, you know, but sometimes you just go like, oh, I've been working so hard. Finally, somebody's recognizing what I'm doing. Oh my days from now.
They are watching you now.
I'm telling you, all of you scammers. So let's go to the comment section, because thank you everybody for tuning in today. We're going to have a very wonderful time, trust me. So I like to go to the comments. Olakpeji is clapping. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 100-fold business, wonderful session. Thank you for tuning in. Azuka Bugwade, that's my mom. Hi, Mama.
Hi, Mama.
Hello, much love to you. Thank you so much. Great, much needed topic. Yes, that's why we're having it. So we have Adeomi Bugwade. This is very beneficial. It applies everywhere in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we have Ozioma saying family scamming, and she's laughing. Yeah. So I think in the course of this discussion, we will touch on that family scamming, because I really want to know about it.
How to avoid it.
And how to avoid it. Oma Collins, welcome. Good evening, Ma. Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Olakpeju, na to shine your eye, I'm telling you. Come on, log me on handicap. This is a great topic. Yes, very, very true. And we are wonderful. We are happy having this discussion. Now, how do you know if you are compromised online?
Okay, I think for some, it depends on the mood, really, you know, that they have come to you. So if it's an email, and you get an email like click this, you know, to supply this, you know, I think for most people, after they have put in those information, it kind of dawn on them, you know, like, what did I just do? You know, like, did I just put in my pin or my date of birth or something. So if you put in your pin or your date of birth or something, is something that at the end of the day, when you think about it, it just crosses your mind. I think I have done something that I shouldn't have done, and then you begin to see them send you some more messages, because once they see that you have responded, is a call and response thing. So when they throw it at you and they see that you bite it, they will not come again. So when you start seeing that they are coming with more information, more requirements, more, it's a time where you pause and say, it looks as if I have fallen a victim, and then of course you start taking
precautions and steps
on
okay
how to counter
now
that.
Is identity theft a part of scamming or a type of scamming?
Yes, it is.
So can you explain further?
Okay, so if for instance somebody comes now and brings up, they see that you have hit your 100,000 viewers on YouTube or something, and then they come and say, this person has a lot of followers, and they look at the profile of your followers and see that they are good people. I mean, somebody can just hack in and then scam you of your channel, for instance, and then they begin to send and take over, your idea, and then perhaps begin to send people messages looking as if it's coming from you, and then they start to ask for different things, maybe money, maybe phone numbers of someone else that they are trying to target that is on that platform and all of that. So, I mean, identity theft, the end game of every scam is to obtain money, is for financial gain. So yes, they can take over your page, your YouTube. I mean, this celebrity, they suffer this a lot. You see people coming to say that this my social media handle is compromised, or you see them saying that this is not me. You see them coming to say that I'm not going to ask for money, so I would never ask you for money or ask you for anything. So when you see that, please report. So yes, they can see if your identity can be stolen, but the end game is that they will begin to ask for money, or they will begin to bring business ideas to your contacts to say, we have a land we want to sell, we have a house that we get. And because those people trust you, they see you as this person is upright. If this person say that this business deal is for real, they just go into it and like, I trust this person. Then at the end of the day, I mean, a friend of mine, something similar happened to her. Recently they took an identity of a popular celebrity in Nigeria, and then the person, she was actually I think chatting with the person before then, and then somebody hijacked that person's account, but there was no way of her knowing because no information was passed across to her. And then suddenly the person started bringing all these products, give me money, and then after this number of days you get, and because this person is a celebrity, she trusts, everybody follows, that was how she just started pumping money. And then when return was supposed to come, it didn't come. Then when she said, they said, okay, something happened, whatever, but you need to pay in more money. And then she had to pay like money 2 times or 3 times before it dawned on her, that she has been scammed using this person's profile, and at that point she took action. Yes, so identity theft happens a lot, and it's something people should look out for.
Now, I want to ask this question because you brought the part of celebrity. Now, a lot of people, once they see like their favorite celebrity endorse a particular, probably business or investment scheme, they go all out and invest. And now we've been having that problem in this part of the world where when they come, endorse, buy this, buy that, and these people end up, running away with their investments and their monies and all of that. Do you think that celebrities should be held responsible for things like this?
I mean, I think that is a good question. I would want to ask, back this question. They say Nigerians answer question by asking question. That's just how we are wired anyway. So I want to ask, this celebrity that is coming out, to tell you that this thing is good, this thing is for real, please, is the person a financial expert, analyst? Let's not deceive ourselves. Celebrities are human beings. Pastors are human beings. Imams are human beings. I mean, people in authority are still human beings at the end of the day. And the question you should ask yourself, if anybody in authority or you perceived authority, is asking you to do something, is to ask the question, is this person a specialist in this field? Is this person knowledgeable in this area to actually give me sound advice? pertaining this particular thing. If you perceive that that person doesn't have, then you don't do it, because some of these celebrities, they also do is hustle. They also do it to hustle, to
collect money.
So why will you hold somebody responsible when at the point they are doing it, the thing is working? At that point when the celebrity come and say, invest with these people, it is working at that
time.
So if at the end of the day, along the line somewhere, it stops to work, are we going to hold the person responsible? Maybe that time they were doing it was okay, but along the line something happened.
And funny enough, even some of these celebrities might not even be involved in the business. It's just to collect money for adverts or endorsement deal. And
Yes,
I think
and I also want to tell, use this medium to also talk to celebrity. A good name is better than gold and silver. Before you come out to endorse something, knowing that innocent people are going to go into this thing and fall victim, I think you should only do the right thing by investigating, asking questions, and be sure, because guess what? You are meeting the real people behind the scene. You're sitting across the table. You can look them in the eyes and ask them salient questions, and then if they are unable to provide you with good answers or concrete answers, then I think you should walk away. Money or no money, your own money will come, because at the end of the day, people will use what you have said to go in for this. That's true. If they fail, you see people committing suicide, you are an accessory to murder. Because if people commit murder and people die, or people, all kinds of things happen to people that have been scammed, then maybe it was because of what you have said, that made them to go into it. Even if you are not held responsible, by the law, I think conscience-wise, you cannot escape that as well.
That's true. And the truth is that the internet never forgets. So for posterity's sake, it's always going to be out there.
Protect your name.
Yeah, integrity is key. And I like what you said, a good name is better than money. Money will come and go. But all those things that you've done to be able to, touch, because I think we have celebrities that are very grounded when it comes to morals, and when they come to them, they say, no, I am not doing this, because they know that, at the end of the day, to end in premium tiers.
Yes, because they are both those things are Ponzi scheme, so to speak,
Okay, so let's go to the comment section. We have a lot of people, dropping their comments. We have Babatunde Pokuola. Thank you for tuning in. 90% of those who fall into financial scams are greedy. If you are not greedy, you will hardly fall for financial scams.
Funke, what this person, I like to say that there's maybe 1%. Let me just leave that 1% innocent saint out of this. But I think there's hardly anyone that haven't fallen victim of one form of scams or the other, in all honesty. If you don't fall for family scams, you fall for even roadside beggars. There are some beggars that they are not real beggars. Even if in your mind you know that these people, it looks as if they may not be real, but at that point you say, let me just help. And when you collect, the person go, and then the half leg suddenly stretches out and the person is done. They've scammed you. So there are so many kind of scams. People have been scammed, spiritual kind of scams. I don't want to go there.
Let's not go there. So that's another topic for another day. That one we will do that topic. That's spiritual scamming. I'm telling you.
In this part of the world,
in Africa as a whole,
there's hardly someone who has not been scammed. It depends on the kind of scam. Employment scam, email scams. All kinds of scams exist. So there's hardly anybody that can come and beat their chest and say, they have bad us.
So, Popola, I hope that explains, or buttresses the point of what you've shared. Olapeju says, with an exclamation mark. Yeah, things are happening. Adigun Olalekon, great topic. Thank you for tuning in. Adeyo Sola, thank you for tuning in. Identity theft is real. That's true. Olapeju is saying, the celebrities are just endorsing these things to make their coins. That's true. Adeomi is saying, great question on checking the fruit of the person, not the celeb status. Excellent. Ozema is saying, brand influencer is on... Tirana School. That's my dad. Hi, Dad. Thank you for tuning in. Scamming is a big industry now.
But they can't get you if you are not greedy, careless, or ignorant of guarding your space online. That's very true. We are going to come to all of that.
Yeah, social media scams.
Yeah, we are going to touch all of that. So he's laughing to Solomon's what's it called, comments. But what is saying, how do we handle the issue of celebrities endorsing things that they are not sure if just for the sake of their own pockets, and the product turns out to be opposite of what they say? She has answered that question where she said she was going to answer a question with a question, that is that celebrity a financial expert?
Or a product expert.
Or a product expert.
I mean, yeah.
What I ordered versus what I got scam.
Product expert.
I think that's product scam. So
you order for cake.
So
you order for football pitch.
And then
by the time the cake comes,
you just be like, what's happening?
Yes, I mean,
that's very true. So now we're going to bring it home.
Yeah.
I need you to share an experience you've had with scammers, and how you were able to either avoid it or how you were actually scammed and you learned from it.
Okay, so I have been scammed. Yes, severally.
Oh, severally.
Yes, several. No.
So she's the best person for this discussion. So please.
And yes, for some, maybe I was greedy, you know, but I wouldn't say greed per se, because I told you I'm a financial analyst. So there's always a rule of thumb, you know, for investing. I would not put all my eggs in one basket. I will not put 100% of my portfolio, or 50 or 30 or 10 in something that is not grand, is not solid. However, when you see things are working, you know, for instance, there was a company recently that I invested in, and I do my due diligence. Yes, you know, I went to the office looking cool, AC, good fragrance, ambience, you know, on point. I met with the representative, the MD, the branch manager. This company was actually licensed by SEC as a fund manager. You know, and we get a lot of those people out there, you know. So I checked, have they been licensed? Check. Have they done this? I ticked all my boxes, you know. But I also know that there is no investment that is 100% risk-free. And then I have learned to always, you know, categorize the risks depending on what the people do and the people behind it, the level of exposure, knowledge of the people behind it. I mean, if after 16 years work experience in a financial industry, I see somebody with an 8 years work experience that say I've worked in maybe a bank for 8 years, and if I want to manage my own portfolio that I've worked in over 16 years, I would want to really know what you know, because I know what I know with my level, and then you that have just spent 8 years, you know, what do you know? You know, so I invested in this company, but what I invested was something I can actually live without. You know, that's one key thing. You know, depending on the level of perceived risk of an organization, you must always determine the amount you put in it. So I put in monies that I can actually live without, like, you know, money that can even dash somebody. So I put it there, and I actually earned, you know, those
the first time earning, the juicy earnings.
It was juicy earning. I won't lie to you.
Dollars, naira, pounds, yen.
It was naira. My liver has not carried the one of dollar. But I mean, it was juicy earning, and when I earned for 4 months, I saw that this thing is working. You know, I added more money, you know, so that I can, you know. That's the strategy. And then at the end of the day, the story started
touching.
And when the story started, I knew that, okay, it has happened. You know, and yes, and the money, even though they are promising to pay back, you know, I've moved on. You know, I don't wait for those kind of
promising. Who is promising to pay back now? Is it SEC or the company?
You know, that's another thing. SEC also always put out, for those that don't know SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, you know, they always put out a disclaimer as well on their website, you know, to say that there are a lot of Ponzi schemes, you know, going on, and that people need to be careful. you know, and then we should always check their website to be sure this person is licensed. But in my own case, we actually checked and these people were licensed. So the best we could do is for SEC to send us an email where you can send in your complaint, you know, and your evidence of a relationship
with
this company. So I think they check back end. They see if the person is actually licensed. I think they collate lists, you know, and then they probably call the person, you know. But I've really never seen, you know, where that intervention has resulted. You know, for our own case, I'm still waiting to see if such will happen, you know. So
let's hope that it will happen. But if it doesn't happen, the consolation is that when you were earning, you've earned a lot.
No, but you know, there are people that haven't even earned at all. You know, the day they enter
is the day that
the month that the whole thing just falls apart. You know, and it's sorry, you know, because some people even borrow money to do these things. And then this kind of schemes, you know, usually you have to refer friends, you refer families, you know, and I know that there are even people that I referred that, you know, also, you know, had to go through, you know, all of these things. But I mean, hey, it never promised, you know, 100% return. There's always a level of risk, and there's always that disclaimer, you know, that you should have there. So if it's something you can do away with, you know, why not? And it really doesn't end. You know, how many companies in Nigeria today actually do business that really lasts?
That's
you know,
true.
You see
a lot of
so
businesses
many,
when they spring
come,
up,
they do good things, and then they pack up. So when you are doing businesses with those kind of organizations, in your mind, just like, I give this thing 6 months, I give this thing 1 year. Within that 1 year, do what you want to do, and then just get out. You know, so but I would really advise, you know, there are so many things that you can do with your money. There are so many safe, very, very safe investments out there, and there are several of them. You know, I know we want to get rich quick, and then I know Nigerians like the easy way out of things. You know, they don't want to work, they just want to be earning.
Let your money work for you.
Yes, those are the kind of things that those scammers promise, that you don't have to lift a finger, and then you just be earning. You know, it also happens with all this is it network marketing?
Yes.
You know, they say don't do anything. Yes, it works for a while, you know, but not those kind of things don't last forever. At the end of the day, you know, these people just cash out, you know, and just run away. It takes one big investor to pull out their money, and then the whole cards just come falling down, you know. So all it takes maybe the cease of inflow into that scheme, and then the whole thing
just cash out and then
apart. So if you must, please make sure it's money you can throw away. Make sure it's money you can dash somebody. But your best bet is to go for the very safe investment. You won't earn a lot. In fact, even nowadays the interest rates are really ridiculous.
Yes,
but I mean, it's better for your money to be there, not even earning 1 naira, than for it to go away, you know.
Okay, so you talked about some safe investments that one could do. Can you just, you know, tell us some of them?
Well, you know, you can't go wrong with real estate. Even if the market is down now, you know, there will come a time where that market will pick up again. So you can't go wrong with investing in real estate, especially those ones that you don't have to be screaming and shouting at the end of the month, you know. So you can invest in, maybe if you really have money, you can do commercial shopping centers, event centers. You can do hostels for students, you know. I personally don't like the housing rental kind of
our tenant is on.
Yes, no, that's actually, if you are considering real estate, I don't think that is the best, you know. Some people even build to sell. So you buy a land cheap, you build it, and when you're selling, you sell and take your margin, you know. Then you can also do bonds, you know. You can do federal government bonds, you can do large corporates, you know, large corporates float bonds, you know, all these banks, they float their bonds.
Excuse me, ma. Which of the bond exactly? Which of the federal government, please? Which one? Is it the one that are owing? Or which one? So please, let us, you know, be elaborate in this bond thing.
You know, you have all kinds of federal government bonds. You even have the savings bonds for those that have small money like me. I don't know about you.
You don't want us to bring stories that touch.
That one with 5,000
You don't want us to bring stories that touch.
That one with 5,000 naira, you can even buy into those kind of federal government bonds. But government have always met their obligations as regards the bond. Even if they have to borrow more
to be able to
back.
So that's like MMM too.
They will always find a way to meet such obligation. So you can do federal government bonds. They also float euro bonds if you're thinking of investing in foreign currencies. They have savings bonds for small 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 kind of people. And then large corporates. You have banks floating their bonds. You have companies, like large corporates generally. They also float bonds. They have 1 year bond, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So when you see large corporates and you see that they have solid structure, they have good succession plans, you can always look at a company's financial audited financials and then examine. Honestly, I think people need to be financially literate. It doesn't matter whether you're a doctor, you're a lawyer. If you are not financially literate, you're going to have it tough. Because even as simple as earning money, even when your dollars start rolling in, you need to be able to look at the company you're investing in. Look at their financial, try to understand what you're saying. Some companies are heavily leveraged. They've borrowed their life. They are so heavily indebted. You now want to go and put your money there.
It will sink.
But if a company is floating a bond for expansion,
okay,
and they're expanding into good horizon, you can go be a part of that. So you can do federal government, money market, treasury bills, all of that, commercial papers of large corporates. You can buy into those kind of investment, mutual funds. There's so many out there, and they have licensed people. You mustn't buy with banks. You can buy with asset management companies, all those financial institutions that are licensed by CBN. You can always buy these products from them. You can have good savings with all these PFAs as well. They have different savings plan, that are high interest yielding. I mean, talk to somebody that is financially literate. Ask them where they place their own money. And just follow suit. I mean, when I started, that's the way I started. Where are you placing your leg? I just placed my own there. So my broker, for instance, I'll say, which one are you? Which one have you bought? When you say I bought this, I just buy and follow, because sometimes you may not be able to know but what they have seen and know. For them to put their own money there, they know what they're doing.
That's a good line.
So don't go for Ponzi scheme. And I actually read something very interesting. Ponzi scheme is that Ponzi is actually a name of person.
Yes,
that's what I
Russia,
discovered. It's one Charles Ponzi, that started this, and the name, that's what I'm saying, a good name.
It's a legacy.
You just imagine if your name becomes something that people are now, using
anytime they hear it, they'll be cursing the person.
So you can imagine. I'm sure the generation of that man will have changed their name by now.
Yeah, and nobody will want to give birth to a child and name the person Ponzi.
Yes, I mean, so yes.
Okay, so thank you for that. So you spoke about your experience where you were able, as in at this point you actually lost some form of money. Can you tell us about maybe a case where you were almost scammed and you were able to nip it in the bud?
That one is every day now. You have this these phishing mails come all the time. But I've gotten so good at identifying phishing mails, because for me, where I work, phishing mail tests, comes like, they are always testing you on phishing mails, and God help you, click. You're on your way out the door.
Really?
Yes. So they have a very zero tolerance for it. They've trained you severally. They've given you guidelines for how to identify this. So for mails, when I see, I already know, because what to, if your people is testing you, with all the thing looking so good, you would think it's your immediate boss that is sending you a message. You will not know that it's a phishing mail. Yes. So I've gotten so good at identifying mails. Then you also have phishing texts. I think they call that one smishing. They send the SMS message. Of course, that one
You know that.
Yes, and then you have people that will call you and say, "Don't you remember me?"
I'm your uncle.
Ha.
That your uncle from United States or US. Don't you know me?
Don't you know me? We served together. You were my friend in Port Harcourt. Me that I've never been to Port Harcourt.
Or you hear I have an oil and gas job for you.
Yes.
Don't you know?
Yeah,
you served where you served.
Where you, do you understand? You know, so I mean that is when greed comes. When somebody is calling you to say, there's a business. And you know, I also get a lot of my clients come to me with funny stories, you know, to say that somebody is sending me $1 million. And I look at this, I say $1 million. You know, those kind of funny, you know, stories. So you're able to advise people over the years to say that, look, these calls will come. You know, for me, I've been able to identify those calls. In fact, when my true caller, sometimes it just shows a scammer. You know, as the thing is ringing, it just shows scammer. You know, there's no need picking it. You just cut it. Or when you start hearing, I'm from Port Harcourt, there's no need wasting time. You know, some people engage these people for long, but I don't even do that. Because I don't have time for that. So I just put it off immediately, you know. And I'm always wary if I don't have you on my contact list. So I really want to know. If you call my name, I really want to know first,
from where,
before we start. If I see that you're trying hard to explain our relationship, I don't think there exists one. So I just
Now, there was something that happened to me like 2 months ago. So I got a phone call from a lady saying how she's from a certain pension fund, and she was saying how I should confirm my name and all of that. And I go like, you're calling me, telling me you're from XYZ pension fund, I should confirm my name. Like, seriously, you won't do that.
You know those kind of calls. And another thing I want to say. So you know those kind of calls, when they call you and tell you to confirm, you say no problem. You cut the call. Then you go to the company's website and then call the number that's on the company website, and then ask to speak to a customer service representative, and then ask them about whatever it is you're calling. So when you get a funny call and say, we are from so place, can you confirm? Just cut the call. Go, I think at the back of your ATM cards, there are always phone numbers. Go to the company's website, you see phone numbers, contact us. You know, you call those company direct line and find out the information. Never, 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 you know, give your information out online. In fact, do you know how many customers PFAs have? Do you know how many customers banks have? You know, nobody will carry phone
and be calling you to confirm.
And sometimes when you get there, I've had so many situations that when I get there, it's going to be telling me that there's something wrong with your... And I say, so how come I'm just getting to know about it? People don't really have time to be calling you one-on-one. The most they do is to send out a general message, you know, via email. To say that we are updating or go to the nearest, you know, office or something. Nobody has time for them to pick up a call and be calling you, and it's not your person that you know. Then no, I don't think so. People have too many customer base. You know, banks have customer base that are large. PFAs, financial institutions, they will not ordinarily single you out
and
be
calling to confirm. Name is not correct, or it's not complete, or there's
no, but you will, you know.
some people actually fall for things like this because, you know, they might sometimes they call your name and you feel that, oh, since this person is calling my name, maybe it's from a certain office, and then you get all relaxed than before. But you know, these days, man, just cut it and just go to the office like she said, or call the customer care. Now, you talked about identifying some phishing mails. Can you tell us things to look out for when we see things like that?
Okay, the first thing, you know, like I said before, they hardly put in good information in their mails. Like, you will not see like maybe an office, real office, or if there's an office, you know, it may be just a very funny address. Like someone contacted me a while ago and was saying that I should come and do some form of investment, and I kept asking, where is your office? And he said kilometer something Musaya Adwawe. I think that person doesn't know where I stay. And I say Musaya. Where exactly is the Musaya Adwawe?
Express.
So, you know, people will give you addresses that you know that there's no building, you know, there. You know, so you can get through their address, you can get through their mail constructs. You know, sometimes they have bad grammar, they don't construct their emails well, it's not jiving. They don't put too much personal or company information in that. You know, some of them is their IP address. You know, you have to look out for that IP address. Some of them don't have the secured, you know, mail function. Some is the logo that they are using. The logo may not really, it will look very close, but there's something that is off. Sometimes it's the color. You know, the color is not like the usual color that you know.
Sometimes it's the what's it called, the email address. You can see jklmllkk at something.com. You're like, okay, what's this?
Yes. So you have to really pay attention, you know. But I would advise you be careful online.
Okay, so let's go to the comment section. Tyrannosko is saying, thanks for sharing this discussion, Tosi and Funke. Blessings to you both and all contributing. Thank you so much, sir. Olapeju say, who AC help when you went to the office? They use the AC to collect your money. So we have Ayo. Oh, thank you for tuning in. AC licensing, all in our packaging, and that's true. Chai, want to get more. So, okay, Adewumi is saying, FBN bonds means you are lending to Nigeria. Nigeria is a good investment. Thank you for that. Olapeju is saying, yes, let's be clear about the bond. Yeah, she has explained that. We have Madam Oluwafunlayo. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Rice farming investment, pork investment, cattle investment, Jesus did it investment. Sadly, they are all registered with CAC. Most times, the directors on the CAC documents of the scammers are minors. Wow, I never knew that. She's a lawyer, so this information is key.
This thing she just said, there's one that recently came online, Breeze Capital. I don't know.
The 22-year-old guy, yo.
This one is even 21. Joshua.
Or
something that they
Breeze Capital, yes.
Capital. So this guy said he's 21, and then he claims to have 10 years
experience. Yeah, that is not even my 11 years. Which school were you at the time that you were? But the question is,
11-year-old.
How do
that
people,
was when he started.
You know, how do people give these people their money? Is it like they don't know the age of these people, or I don't? Sometimes I've
actually come across someone on Instagram before. And when I looked at the guy's profile picture, a very young guy with his legs on the table, I just scrolled and passed. There was another one, the company very popular here in Abuja, and they have a celebrity that actually also fronts for them.
Oh, Jesus did it investment?
All these Ponzi schemes, you know, they have their billboards all over town and all that. And then one day I was going to the airport, and I saw the car with the company logo, you know, blew past, you know, and then I saw a very posh looking car, you know, followed suit. So apparently the company logo car that was going was trying to clear
the road for the Oga, the posh
car, and they were driving really recklessly. Wow. And I just thought to it that people have invested in this company. God forbid, if something happens to this guy, their money is gone.
But their money is actually in the Porsche.
Because
well, that's the truth. Because the money is already gone.
Then the flamboyant
it's in the Porsche.
You are collecting the people's money and living a very flamboyant. That means
it's a red flag.
Yeah, it definitely. You know, that's where I was going. So that was already a red flag for me. So if I had intention of investing, I wouldn't do that anymore, because it's already a red flag for me. You are driving a very Porsche car, you know, on people's money, number one. Number two, you are very reckless on the road, you know. I mean, you know, those are real red flags.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to ask Madam Oluwafunlayo. Now, for example, you talked about all of these companies where they have minors as their directors. Now, is it possible for you to go to the public domain to check company registration online to see directors? Is it possible? Is that what they do? Can they do that? Is that possible to be done in Nigeria? Because I know that in the UK you could actually go online and check and get the names of the directors and all of that. So is that possible in Nigeria? Let's know, so that, you know, people out there, before they register in or drop their money or any form of investment to these companies, they could actually go online to check the list of people that are the directors and their age before they say, okay, let me drop my money. Because I think if people had done their due diligence with Breeze Capital, I don't think anybody would have given a 21-year-old money yes. to be able to do investment.
That's true.
So Olakunji is saying now, wow, see scamming creativity. These scammers, they are creative. And funny enough, if they could actually put that drive into something good, something legit, something legal, they would actually make, monies. Madam Oluwafuna said, but sadly, some bankers too are among the scamming syndicates. That's true.
That could be true.
That's true. We have seen EFCC arrest a lot of people and they're bankers. So if they're not part of the syndicate, yes. If they're not part of the syndicate, I don't think they'll be arrested. So technically, that's true. House of Jamila is saying, hi everyone. Hi, you're welcome. Madam Oluwafuna says, most banks write all their information in English. What are the measures for customers in rural areas? I think there should be leaflets, etc. to educate people on the activities of scammers.
Yeah, I mean, the responsibility of protecting yourself, first lies with you. And I know that banks always send out messages, to people to protect their information, their PINs, their BVN, your date of birth. They can't emphasize it enough. They send it in messages, alerts. They always tell people, and then when they are giving you all these things as well, it's written down. They tell you that make sure nobody knows your PIN, and then they tell you that we would never ask you, for such information. There was a day I was trying to help, my mom to do something. She called her bank, because she was trying to log into her app, and then a funny message came up. So she was not like, she logged out, and then she called the bank. And when the lady picked, she was trying to explain herself to the lady, but the lady wasn't really comprehending what she was saying. So I collected the phone from her, and I said, hello, I want to, and the lady immediately said, sorry, who are you? That's a banker, that knows that I shouldn't be talking to a third party.
That's true.
So my mom now said, you're on speaker. She's my daughter. Please go ahead and talk. I can hear you. She was not like, okay, so as I'm talking, ma, please be responding. So I know that, so that is a professional, and they always frown at third party having access to it, because even children have scammed their parents. Children that have access to their parents' accounts. Yes.
Really?
Yes, they do
Family
that.
scam.
Yes. So even those at the other side of, they're always very careful, when you're involving children in something that should be personal. I know for those in the rural area, honestly, we'll keep trying, really, because I know there are rural areas where they don't even have access to
all of these things,
and
some of them don't even,
yes.
they don't understand English. So I think the banks need to do more and go out to do awareness in different languages.
Yes, I know the banks do. Like, they always ask you if you want to be served in Pidgin, in Hausa, in Igbo, in Yoruba. They always ask those things, and I think they do. Like, even all this, your card is ready, pick it up at 7 rand. If they send in English and you don't pick it up maybe like 3-4 times, they begin to send in languages.
Oh, really?
Yes. In fact, somebody has called me before to say, I received this text, but I can't read. Why are you sending your text in Hausa? I was not like, okay. So banks actually do some of those things. Yes.
Yeah. So I think they should do more when it has to do maybe under their CSR, to be able to go to these rural areas and meet with probably traditional rulers and ballets, heads of different organizations, and tell them how to tell these people that when they get calls like this, because I think most of the people that are scammed are actually in the rural areas because they don't know any better. Somebody is calling them.
They don't have money. It's the city people that have money that the scammers are focused on. Rural area.
Okay, let's continue with the comments. At that point, I don't know what to say. Ultima is saying, if your BVN details falls into the hands of scammers, how do you prevent future withdrawals since you cannot block your BVN and it is linked to all your bank accounts?
Okay, I think once your BVN is exposed, really, there's not much you can do about it. But you can always, at that point, you can always, take steps. You can block your access to your cards. You can change your passwords. You can do all of those things. But I don't think with BVN alone, they can have access to your account. I don't think with that alone. But And then usually really if people come to the bank to complain about BVN, maybe they have access to my BVN, and I don't think something much can be done about that, because you can only register BVN once, and then of course your thumbprint, you know, is there and all that. But you can report, you can change your passwords on all your accounts immediately, your internet banking and all of those things. You can just change your password with that. I don't think any harm can come really from.
And I think you can trash your cards.
You definitely do. You change your cards, you change your passwords. You know, you can block your accounts for a while. You know, scammers. There's how long they move on quick. Very quickly.
They're not patient. Yes, it's on to the next. Hope that answered your question. So, Madam Olufumlayo is saying, and how to avoid being victims. Yes, we're going to touch that in. We have it here. He said most of these scammers will take pictures with eminent personalities to gain the trust of unsuspected investors, all in a packaging. Well, one can do search at CAC. The IDs of the minors are falsified to be adults because a minor cannot be a director. Yeah. Wow. But minors can be shareholders if two of the shareholders are adults. Thank you so much for this information. Now she's saying, yes, to be honest, banks are trying their best to educate people generally, but I think rural area residents are prone to be scammed easily. Say leaflets in different languages. Well, she just said how their target is not the rural area because they do not have money.
I didn't say so. The scammers, right? I mean, they always go for people that
they know that they have dweezy money. Yeah. Okay, so what are the various baits scammers use?
Number one, like I said before, they make it easy money, quick money. You know, you don't have to do anything, just bring, you will collect. So that is number one. Number two, they promise you, you know, outrageous interest rates, you know, 20%, 30%, 40%. When you start hearing things like that, you need to be very wary, because this is it. If as an investor I collect money from you, right? If I have ₦1 billion today, for instance, collected from different people, I must have where I'm putting in that money.
Sure.
And if I don't have where I'm putting in that money, there's no way I can pay you back your interest. Now, the challenge is the products you are putting that money into. Say I'm investing it in treasury bills or fixed deposits or mutual funds or something. The rate I'm getting is per annum, and it's usually a very single digit rate, you know. So on the 1 billion, you know, maybe I'm making 10 million naira every month on it, but I've promised you 100 million. How am I supposed to pay you that 100 million? Truly, you know, our economy is, you can't promise somebody interest rate that is above what the economy itself, you know, is holding currently. So anybody right now promising you a double digit interest rate, you know, that is flat, that means give me 100,000, I give you 10,000. It's a big lie. There's nowhere that person will invest that kind of money that will give you that kind of return. Even if it's real estate takes time. You will buy land, you will build, you will rent, you will collect rent. Where will you put that money that you? So when you see people promising you outrageous, you know, if you tell me that, look, Tosin, give me 5 million, I will give you 2% every month. I would rather give that person my money than give somebody that will say, I will give you 20%. Because I know that person that is asking for that is saying 2% is genuine, you know, because I also know what the economy is. There's no way you put that money and get out 20%, you know, at the end of the day. Even most of these farming investments that they do, that say 40% in 3 months.
In 3 months.
I think that, you know, birds die. You're raising poultry. Birds die, you know, you're planting things, anything can happen. You know, you want to sell, you can, maybe there are no buyers, you know, anything can happen. So where will you get the monies to pay back those people? At the end of the day, you are robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know, that's what happens at the end of it. So high interest rate is also a check. Then another one is when you say, if you don't do it today, tomorrow you have missed out. This kind of stories that talk.
Run
wait till that tomorrow. They will still come back that tomorrow and say, that is tomorrow. If you don't wait till next tomorrow, your money is gone. You know, so when you see it is now, it must be done now, then you know that there's a problem. You need to avoid that. Another thing is the line of business the person is claiming to do. So if somebody is claiming that I'm going to be trading in FX, for instance, you know, FX monies don't give you daily gains. There are days you win, there are days you lose. So what happens if the month is a loss month, a loss strike month? What happens? They're definitely going to use Peter's money to pay you that month, you know. So anything that you cannot really see real value, when somebody is saying that, ask them what they are doing with the money. If they struggle to explain, or even if they tell you what they do and it doesn't add up, somebody said I'll pay you 20% ROI on a logistics company, like maybe I have bikes that is delivering that people pay 500 naira to deliver, and you say how many bikes do they have? They tell you they have 500 bikes, you know, and then you do the math. Sometimes you can just do a quick rough math, you know. You buy fuel, bikes will get into accidents, you may not see business per se, business may be low. How will they pay you 30-40% return on investments, you know? So you must, when you see this kind of checklist, then the years of experience of who are the promoters, who are they, you must be able to answer those questions. Are they people that are, if they say they have they are knowledgeable, you know, some of them even come online to do videos, you know, to do like that. I used to watch those kind of videos and they sometimes they just spew rubbish, and then you're like, are you kidding me? This person doesn't even know what they are saying, but to an unsuspecting, they say, wow, this person is making sense. They are not making sense, they're actually talking rubbish.
It's the greed,
you know,
that is coming up. They're fanning it to flame.
They don't know the difference between a coupon and, you know, and then you're like, are you kidding me? You know, ask them one question and then they are thrown off. But because people don't have access to asking this kind of questions, you know, when the people just start giving you big English and calling big financial words, you think that, oh, this person knows what is there. No, you know, they don't know. So you need to know the background of that person. You can't give what you don't have. That's you know true. And investing takes real strategy. It takes real brain work, you know. It takes real experience, brain work. You cannot give what you don't have. So you must be able to know that this person knows. If you don't, that then. So please remember, all these high interest rates is a no-no.
Japa.
All this, it must be done today.
Japa
is a no-no. If you don't know their office, where they are, no physical address, everything is online. You open account online, you pay account online. All those, it's a no-no. The experience of that person, who is the person, where have the person worked, for how long, what do you know about the person? Do you know somebody that knows the person? Have you ever heard anything about the person? That also is a checklist. And then do it today. It must be done now. If not, you miss out on this great opportunity. But it is a life.
Opportunity of a lifetime.
Yes.
Run.
You need to run. So those are some of the things that at the top of my head I can.
Thank you for that. So you've actually, you know, answered the question with the next question, where I wanted to say, how do you protect yourself? So all those red flags are the things that you should know, and also all those SMSs that you receive, emails that you receive, or calls and all of that. Please do not divulge your information to anybody. Be very, very careful
of this. Another thing is, if it's all these fund managers, go to SEC websites. Be sure that they are licensed by SEC. If they are asset management companies, financial institutions, go to CBN, you know, website. Try to find out more about the legitimacy of the company before you do investment. There are only few people that the Nigerian government or CBN agree for them to do financial transaction with people according to the BOFA Act. BOFA is Banking and Other Financial Institution Act. You know, so they have insurance companies, banks, insurance companies, maybe asset management companies, and then brokers, all these stockbroking companies.
What are fintechs? Are they on there?
There are some fintechs, like there are some PSPs that are now being licensed by CBN. So yes, if the person is licensed by CBN always do a thorough job, you know, before they issue license. And that's why sometimes they ask for deposits, you know, and they don't ask for small deposits. The deposit is to make sure that you have the financial backing, you know, to do what you want to do. So you must always be sure that these people have the right kind of license. And they also go through their directors. They interview them, they make sure that these people actually have. And there's so for some companies, they even make them do DSS clearance.
Wow, that's
yes,
good.
you do security clearance, before they accept you as, a director. So yes, they do good work when it comes to giving out license, so you can trust what they put out
Okay,
there.
so let's take some comments. So Adeomi is saying publicly traded companies have more transparent financials. Thank you for that.
You can always get them online. Just Google the company. Years up to 10 years, you can look at their trends over time.
But some of them are cookbooks.
Well, when you are looking at companies' financial, you also need to look at who their auditors are. That's very key. That's why I say, there are too many things to know when it comes to finances. We have very good, sound auditing firms in Nigeria and even outside of Nigeria. So who is auditing them is very
Really, we really have to. I'm sure everybody is saying yes, she has to come back, right? So if you can hear me, just say yes, please come back, please bring her back. Yeah, because you have to talk about investment. We have to talk about, because I think when we talk about finance, it's broad.
Yes,
there's a lot to talk about.
Yes, it
And
is.
we have to talk about how to deal with all these customer service people, how to ensure your monies are safe and all of that. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to finance. So Sweet All-Star, thank you for tuning in. She said, quick money and outrageous interest. That's a red flag. Candy, hi. Thank you so much for saving me from all these Nike people. Cooperation with Nike. Lori Rock. So whatever seems too good to be true probably is. Everyone wants quick money without putting so much effort. You are very correct. Adeomi is saying children need to be taught financial education from a young age. That's true.
That's very true. Very, 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 and it's very important. A while back, my husband started teaching my children about the stock markets. And at that time, like, what are you doing? These children are so young to be. He said he remembers that his dad, is an avid investor in the capital market, and the father always, always taught him about the capital market, that if only he had started early, so he would just open the screen down on the screen and be telling them who is the registrar for. You just mention a company and they will now be like, no, is Veritas.
Nice.
No, is Datamax. No, is first registrar. They would, and then you're like, what are the different companies? Oh, you have financial institution. Say you have agricultural sector. So
manufacturing.
yeah,
so
so
that's good.
Then he taught them to know what the current market price is. He taught them to know the share capital of a company.
Wow.
So yes, so he started teaching them all these things, and at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I think this really makes sense, because you have to put in the interest, in the children early. Why do you think in the Western world they get their children to work early in life? It's to instill that culture in them that you have to learn money quickly, learn how to save money, learn how to work for money, learn how to save your money and invest your money. So if you teach them early enough, they learn. During our time, I think they used to buy us this piggy bank that we put in our money. But right nowadays, you open account for children, you get them have access to it. My son is turning 13 this year, and he's very excited. He can now have an ATM card on his account, and he's been telling me, I'm going to have to go to the ATM. I'll go and put money in the account. I'll start using it. And in my mind, like, after I remove all my own money from the account, yes, take them to the bank. Let them do deposits in the bank. Let them hold their ATM cards. Let them do transactions. They get to begin to learn all those things early. And honestly, there's nothing like being financially literate. It helps every other aspect of your life. If you are not disciplined in money, you cannot really be a disciplined person.
You're very correct.
That's the hardest thing to be disciplined on. So if you cannot be disciplined when it comes to money, you're disciplined. I don't know. Every other thing to really be hard. Yes.
You're very correct. Now, another thing I was going to add is a lot of people. I think your husband did all of this because his dad taught him.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do not have people that have actually taught them and all of that. Like when we were having this discussion earlier, you talked about having financial literacy, being literate financially. So even if you don't have someone that has taught you about finances and all of that, you can start now, because the truth is that you cannot give what you do not have. So in order for you to give your children sound financial teachings, with examples, you have to learn. So I think there are books to read, you know. There are different books to read about how to be financially literate, even if it's not being an expert, but knowing the basis about all of these things. I think we all really need to do.
I mean, it's so
that.
bad that if I want to borrow money from my son now, they will ask me to write. They will draft something. My mommy is borrowing so amount. You sign, I'll sign, we'll write the return date, because they have learned that sometimes when I borrow the money, I'll be saying I'll pay you tomorrow, I'll pay you next tomorrow, and then at some point I tell them, what evidence do you have that I'm owing you money, safe? So now they're going to say, so if you are giving somebody money, you have to make sure
document
that
it.
You will document it, so that tomorrow they will not bring it. Oh yeah, mommy, see,
you signed. This is your signature.
Yes, because I told them that you cannot be laying claim on something that is illegal.
That's with example. So things like that, they learn early. So by the time they get to proper transactions, they know what to do, and they will not be scammed. So I think that's what we should do. Let's teach our children. Then there's this thing where parents do that, they teach them to earn. So they give them they ask them to do chores and all of that, and pay them and all of that. So, and also saving culture. You should teach your children to save. Save, and also early to invest and all of that. You are very correct. So let's go back to our comment section. So Olakweju is saying yes, come back. So everybody is saying come back. So let me just read. Olakweju is saying yes, come back. House of Jamila is saying yes, please bring her back. Olatujoye, thank you for joining us. Amazing session. Oh, thank you so much. Adewumi is saying hashtag come back, hashtag wisdom. Ayawogade is saying yes, please come back. Tyrannosco is saying at Adewumi, yes, children need financial education, not just support. Sweet Oster is saying practical ways of teaching our children. Yes, practically. Thank you so much. So if you have been scammed, what should you do?
Okay, so if you notice you've been scammed, right? Number one, there's an email, I think, I'm going to give you 2 email addresses if it's in Nigeria. So you can actually report at EFCC and then report at SEC as well if they are licensed at SEC. So for EFCC, I think it's scam@efcc.org. efccnigeria.org, scam@efccnigeria.org. You can make a complaint there. For SEC, I think it's sec.sec. I'll get the address, correct addresses, so she'll put it.
Yeah, it will be in the description box. Yes.
So if you've been scammed, please send your details, your email, the details. If you have evidences, maybe contract notes, email notes, picture clips, that they use in transferring money or using transferring money, attach these things and send it. The reason why you're doing this is, even if you're unable to recover your own monies back, at least you can save someone else, from falling victim to it. That's number one. Number two, I think according to BOFA Act, these things are not, they are illegal, so you can actually go to court, and I think there's Nigerian criminal law. She can help us out as well. Nigerian criminal law, I think they have one at section 419, like that. I think that's where that 419 came from. Yes.
Okay, so please, you can help us with that.
So the truth is, this sanction is small compared to the crime. They can ask you to pay 1,000 naira, 100,000 if it's an individual, or 500,000 if it's a company. That's small. Or 5 years imprisonment. I know that money is really nothing. Also, I think under ISA, that's Investment and Security Act as well, there's a section there that talks about scamming, illegal activity of scamming and those things. So you can actually report, those people can be taken to court. But the question is, will you get a judgment? Because I know that these laws that I've talked to you about, the ISA and the BOFA, they specifically said that it is illegal to trade with people that are not licensed under the BOFA Act. Those people that are supposed to carry out financial transaction with, like the banks, the insurance company, the asset man, the stockbroking firm, if you are carrying out transaction outside of these people, is actually illegal. So the question they will ask you in court really is, when you have a contract with somebody that is illegal, your contract is already illegal. You know, it's already null and void. So you don't even have a case because the company is not a legal entity in the first place. You know, they are under the law, they are not licensed to do what they are doing. So doing business with an illegal company makes that business deal illegal. You know, so at the end of the day, it still boils down to you protecting yourself. But you can always report the case for the sake of, you know, them, you know, not defrauding someone else. Another thing you can do is you can change your emails, change your passwords, you know, let people know, let your friends know. Immediately you notice that your social media handle has been hacked, immediately let your friends know. Call them, tell them that if you have a message from me, you know, blah blah blah, it's not me. You know, let them quickly know so that they will not fall victim of somebody that has hijacked your identity. You know, so you must always let them know. Then change your pins, your passwords, you know, and then pray. That's it.
I like that part.
They don't hit you too hard, you know. You know, so I mean, and then there are some scamming that happens, and honestly, there's nothing, you can just move on from there. You know.
Yeah. Just move on. Count your losses and move on.
So and learn from the experience. I mean, the reason why things happen to us is so that we can learn and then be better aware. You know, once you are better aware, you will not fall into the same trap again.
That's true.
So learn from the experience. Look at the failing points, you know, and then avoid it when you are continuing your investment plan.
So Madam Oluwafunmi has answered our question. So she's saying obtaining under false pretense, section 419 criminal code.
I remember doing business law in school, and I know that we did some of these things. Yes,
you cannot put something on nothing, but however, there are defenses for every rule. There is an exception. Thank you so much for providing this legal counsel. Yeah. So you can see here is we're well rounded.
Yes.
So we bring in different, you know, aspects to be able to back up our information and discussion to make it rich and solid. So thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody, my community. Thank you so much. We've done this. God has helped us. 1,000 subscribers. Yes. Thank you so very much. All of you that has, you know, shared my video, all of you that has watched me from the beginning of, you know, Swagger's Lifestyle. Thank you so very much. I am very, very grateful. You guys are the real and the surest MVP. Yeah. And then we have all those silent people. They are watching, sharing, but they do not comment. I see all that you do. Even those ones that, you know, keep sharing back end. Thank you so very much. I appreciate. So in conclusion, what would you like to say?
Okay, so in conclusion, we cannot know it all. I know that we have not exhausted this topic.
No, we have, because I have so many questions.
Yes, so but let's be careful, you know, especially online. We get messages on social media. Let's really be careful when we are online. Number one. Number two, let's always seek advice of experts, especially people that are close to you, that you can trust. You know, don't do things in isolation. You know, talk to people. Even when I want to invest, I don't just do it in isolation. I still discuss with people. I discuss with my bosses. I discuss with my friends. I discuss with, you know, senior people in those kind of organizations. I ask a lot of questions, you know, so ask questions. Don't do things in isolation. And then please avoid being scammed, especially by family members, you know. So when family member come and tell you stories that touch, already have another story that touch that goes back immediately, you know, so that, you know, you will not be taken advantage of. I'm not saying you cannot help, you know, you can help. I know that you can also see and perceive people that need help when people are in difficult situations, so you can always help, but not the ones that you've noticed, you know, they are actually trying to scam. So be careful, be wary of friends, family, communities, you know, that take advantage of you. And then read everything, read the fine prints, you know, read every comma and every full stop. Try to think through whatever it is. If somebody tells you something, let it go through it, over it in your mind and see how correct
you know, that is. If somebody sells something to you, don't be quick to, you know, receive it and what did you just say? You know, 100%
dollars will be coming from your brain, pounds, euro, money. You'll be calculating.
Yes, you know, you at least you have some form of education. Think through it, think about it. Also reason it out. Talk to people. You know, weigh the pros and cons before jumping into anything you're doing. And the disadvantage should be that, you know, something you can live without. I've had sad stories of people committing suicide, jumping down. Don't borrow to invest. People, please. Well, in scamming kind of investment, you can borrow to do legit investment. I borrow to do investments, you know, but when I borrow money, I know where I put that money. I will not put it in money that will be scammed, you know. So don't borrow money to do 15% and just 100%. Like, if I just borrow this money now, put it here, in 2 months time I've collected the money back. No, it doesn't. Rome is not built in a day. People that are wealthy, they don't get wealthy overnight. They plant and water and don't eat from it immediately. They watch it grow and build fruits before they start to pluck, you know. So don't do anything quick, easy and rich. Everything takes real hard work, you know. Anybody that promises you now, please be weary. There's no now money. No now money. There's no quick wins, you know, like that, you know. So investment takes time. It takes victim. Be wise.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. You've taught us a lot, and I have learned a lot. And guess what? I have good news. Yes, next week Saturday 9 p.m. we'll be having Doctor. I've been able to reschedule him, so Doctor is coming back live, and we're going to have that discussion that we needed to have. So I'm going to go to the comment section because a lot of people I've been seeing your messages and I've been laughing. So Olakpeju is dancing while Oluwafumilaya is saying, do giveaway, Jare. Giveaway is coming. Thank you so much for the support. Candy is saying, great discourse. Sadly, I missed the beginning. We'll watch it after the session. Yes, please go back and watch it. What's am I saying? Do giveaway. Giveaway is coming. Don't worry.
Sorry, is it you that is in giveaway?
I think maybe it's you. I think you are the one. When we bring her back for investment, she must do giveaway. You see, yay, giveaway loaded. So Candy is saying, now that you have reached 1K subscribers, we are waiting for giveaway. Giveaway is coming. Calm down. We're coming down. So Sweet Oster is saying, don't borrow for MMM. That's true. Oh. Don't even borrow for any form of Ponzi scheme. Yeah. All this, give me money now. By next week, you get it in double for run away. Olakpeju is saying, thank you so much. Also, my saying, awesome session as always. Eshegon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Madam Oluwafumilaya is saying, and if someone is owing you and you have asked, the person is not forthcoming, you can bring it under criminal litigation of fraud. Really? Wow, I never knew that. Thank you. Let me take that again. And if someone is owing you and you have asked, and the person is not forthcoming, you can bring it under criminal litigation of fraud. Wow, thank you so much for this information. There are cases of people borrowing money, the debtors relocate abroad, Interpol can help. Thank you so much. This is a very wonderful information. Thank you so much.
Banks get that a lot. Banks have been scammed that way by their customers. They just take money, take loans, and they relocate, and you can't find them.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Or you collect judgment from the court in Nigeria and enforce it in the other country where you know the debtor relocated to. Is that possible?
Now, if it's possible, it's going to be.
That's a good one. Oh, thank you, Madam Oluwafumilaya. Thank you so much for this information. So it's key. Chronic debtors, unrepentant, other set of scammers. That's true. They will just keep borrowing money. They will not return. They keep borrowing, and at the end, you hear Nigeria self is owing. We are all owing money, but they will not. At the end of the day, they will not pay. Thank you so much. All this information is very vital, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, for making this conversation very interactive. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions and all of that. Till I see you 9 p.m. on Saturday. Do not forget to take care of yourself before you invest. Do due diligence.
That's well.
Leave Dweezy investments. Leave Dweezy investment. So it ends in premium tiers. Also, I learned about family scamming today. All those people that used to come and bring story that touch the heart scamming. It's family scamming, no. Like our guest said, give them your own touching stories too. So it's like, you think you can scam me? Means I know the game. Let's scam each other. And also, when you see all these scammers, do not, like she said, do not, try to listen to them further. Just nip it in the bud, because sometimes they might be better than you, and you might slip and, give them information that you're not supposed to give to them. So if you know that, or you feel that maybe your account has been compromised, change your passwords, change your login details. Also, report it to the bank. And then all the email addresses, I would actually link it in the description box. Thank you so much. So we have Candy laughing, and we have Tirana School says, be very careful when you are lending money to anyone you are not sure has financial integrity. That's true. I think when it comes to finances, just do due diligence. Even if it's family members. Is this person a chronic borrower? Does he return money back and all of that? So even if it's friends, capacity to
somebody
pay.
is borrowing money but doesn't have a job, how do you intend to collect your money back?
I think that money is actually under scammed helping. Because the person has scammed you, because then they feel it, leave it.
And that's what family does.
Yeah, they will guilt trip you. They will guilt trip you. It's not your brother, it's not your sister, it's not your auntie. Leave it.
Leave it.
There's not leaving anything now.
The family or the friendship because of how much.
There's not
leaving. At the end of the day, you have entered one chance.
So I think we've had a very wonderful discussion today. Thank you everybody for joining, tuning in, and all of that. So for those people that have joined later on, please go back. This recording is going to be up on my channel and watch. And also, this information needs to get out. Please share, continue to share, tell people to watch and all of that, and also to subscribe. So till I see you next time, do take care of yourself. This is Gbogbo Swagger, and this is Swaggerslifestyle. Thank you, Tosi, for coming today.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
So
Thank you for having me. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Don't borrow money to do investment or MMM. Don't scam people. If you are here listening to me and you are a scammer, repent. Stop scamming people. And if you are thinking of going into scamming, do not. Please, perish that thought.
You understand the country is hard,
but that's not the way to go. And also, if they've scammed you before, sorry about that. You've learned, and I know that you are better for it.
Yeah.
Bye. Good night. Take care.
What part of your hand is paining you?
I beg, maybe they go.